And hello everybody, welcome back to British Stand. Now news emerged today, of course, that the UK government were going to be starting to police your forts. Yes, of course, an elite police squad is now set to monitor anti-migrant posts on social media. And of course, this has sparked a lot of outrage online and in public as concerns for free speech mount as the Home Office creates a team to flag signs of potential unrest. As stated, this hasn't sat well with the British public whatsoever. And today was Sunday, so the news teams, news hosts were able to grill and ask questions to Labour MPs. We're going to be watching a clip of an interview where one of the interviewees is asking the Labour MP a series of questions. And as always, in typical Labour fashion, they're left stuttering, no answers, and you're left none the wiser. More bullshit, more false rhetoric, and it's just going to frustrate you on where they actually think. They're so deluded, this Labour Party. It really, really is shocking to see. As always, guys, we are going to be watching this and reacting, but first, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more content just like this.
We have released our new I'm Not Far Right t-shirts. There are two different variants which come in black and blue. You can find them at britishstand.com or check the link in the description. Let's get into today's video.
Have a watch.
Unit that's been set up to monitor anger over migrants. Do you really think that the great British public needs their thoughts to be policed more rather than their streets?
Well, I think that people want more police officers on their streets, which is why that's a focus for the government, because we know that people want more police, not just in their local streets, but also in town centres, where a lot of issues are happening now. And that's one of the focuses of the police work that we're doing as a government.
But we spoke about this earlier, actually, to Stephen and Dawn, who were presenting the breakfast show. The statistics on prosecutions of small boat facilitators are really quite damning for Labour. Prosecutions have fallen by more than 60% in your first year in office. Meanwhile, we've got record number of illegal immigrants entering on small boats, up to 33,000 between July 2024 and June 2025. Can't be blamed on the Tories. And then we've got just 446 individuals charged with an immigration offence between that period. That's just 1% of those crossing on small boats. So you're not smashing the gangs. In fact, the gangs are having a smashing time under Labour, aren't they?
No, look, we know that the issue with small boat crossings, with the asylum backlog, is something that is really important to people across Britain, and we're determined to crack it. And look,
hang on, James Murray, hang on. The rhetoric isn't matching the statistics I'm giving you. Let's just make it really simple, and I'm going to put it like this. Illegal migration into the UK has risen by 50%, 50% under Labour. In what world can you saying we're smashing the gangs, we're dealing with illegal migration be true if I've just given you that figure?
In the world where, as has happened in the last year, 35,000 people with no right to be here have been deported, where asylum decisions have doubled, where we're bringing down the number of asylum hotels, where we're making progress with our Borders Bill going through Parliament, where we're having international agreements with France and Germany to smash the gangs on their international networks. All of that. The thing about the problem with immigration and the level of asylum seekers is that it is a big problem where there is no single switch, there's no single lever. You have to go at it from all angles and it won't happen overnight. That's exactly what we're doing.
But none of the angles are working, are they? Prosecutions down 60%, arrivals up.
Well, no, let me take that point about
prosecutions. And then in
prosecutions.
Europe, they've managed to get illegal migration down by 20%. So what are we doing wrong?
Let me take that point around prosecutions, because actually by working with international allies and partners, it means that sometimes people are prosecuted or arrested overseas, and so that's one of the things that changes the way that those stats come through.
We're an easy touch.
But the crucial point is how many people are we deporting? How are we speeding up the backlog? How are we getting on with our plan to make sure that we reduce hotel use and end the use of hotels across this Parliament?
When will we end the use of hotels? When? In 2029?
Over the course of this Parliament.
And what will we do with all of these asylum seekers?
Well, a lot of them will be deported because they have their decisions taken. Well, that will depend on the process that we go through. No, look, you will have had ministers coming on your show for years and years and years under the Conservatives, making up targets, giving numbers.
I know, but you're in power now. So how many asylum seekers will be sent home by the end of this Parliament?
What I will
We've got 32,000 in hotels. What will happen to those 32,000?
Well, I'm not going to make up targets today. What I would say to your viewers is
so there we go. Yeah, complete, utter BS. I think they just cut off there towards the end, but he just said one word and that was it. But yeah, complete nonsense. The same sort of stuff that he's always spilling, the same sort of scripts that all Labour MPs go by when doing the news rounds and in Parliament. They're doing nothing. Absolutely nothing. And instead of dealing with the problem, they're dealing with the symptoms, the people that are outraged about the problem. It's utterly, utterly crazy. This is Britain in 2025. Guys, do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below.
In other news, a pensioner has narrowly escaped prison time after he defrauded the benefit system of nearly £22,000. John Peters from Otley, Leeds, pleaded guilty to 3 counts of fraud. The 74-year-old had wrongfully obtained housing benefit payments while concealing substantial self-employment earnings and significant savings. Council investigators uncovered that Peters had received more than £61,000 through his work over several years. The pensioner failed to notify authorities about changes to his financial situation. He has now begun repaying Leeds City Council at a rate of £100 monthly. Peters initially secured housing benefit in 2011 after declaring minimal income and negligible savings. When authorities requested updated information in 2022, he continued to claim poverty despite his changed circumstances. Leeds City Council's investigation revealed Peters had operated a landscaping enterprise between October 2017 and February 2022, generating £61,484 in undisclosed earnings. Financial records additionally exposed savings exceeding £16,000. The fraudulent claims resulted in Peters wrongfully receiving £21,951 in housing benefit payments. His deception spanned several years, while he maintained false declarations about his financial status to the authorities. The defendant confessed to his wrongdoing when confronted with the evidence. Defense barrister Edison Flint told the court, "He accepted his responsibility from the outset. He has owned up from the outset." Flint emphasized his client's genuine remorse and confirmed the monthly repayments were already underway, with Peters seeking to increase the amount. The court scheduled a Proceeds of Crime Act hearing to address the fraudulent gains. Recorder Richard Stubbs handed down a 4-month custodial sentence, but suspended it for 12 months. Lastly, Prince Harry was unable to be contacted for 2 days or so as he made a secret trip after his landmark visit to Angola. The Duke of Sussex travelled to the southern African nation earlier this month to raise awareness of efforts to rid the country of landmines for the Halo Trust charity. Harry made headlines as he followed in his late mother Princess Diana's footsteps, walking a minefield and teaching local children about the dangers of landmines. However, it is now believed that the Duke went off-grid following the trip as he took a detour into the neighbouring country of Botswana. While there, Harry is thought to have spent time with documentary makers Tanya T.J. Jenkins and Mike Holding, who he had once called his second family, source explained. This time he took some more time and space and made the trip into a week-long visit to reconnect with old friends and get some headspace away from his phone and emails. He went off comms for 2 days or so, they added. The Duke's solo visits normally only take him away from Meghan and his children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet, for a couple of days at a time. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comment section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you, take care, goodbye.